it's Speesy from FORE, and you're watching Loud TV.
We are now to talk about your new band called FORE.
FORE, yeah.
FORE. And it's a punk band.
Yes, it's a punk band.
Very Bad Religion style, and it could be a surprise, you know, when we all know your career in KREATOR. So
yeah.
It's a back to the roots for you.
Yeah, actually, it's more back to the roots for me, and for sure, it's like when we formed this band with Taylor, Jeremy, and Brian. I told the guys already. It's like, believe me, everyone thinks I'm doing another thrash metal band, but there was like actually for me it was like not even an option to do a thrash metal band. So everybody will say it's like, oh, what are you doing to try to do like a KREATOR second part or something like that. So it's like I was like, no, I'm really not into a thrash metal band.
So it's a very, very good surprise, and so I've heard that the other guys are from Massacre.
Yeah, and Jeremy is also playing with Venom Inc. Actually, all the members are from the heavy from thrash metal roots. That's so funny. It's like actually, yeah, everybody is like got the thrash metal roots back then, and it was like Taylor asked me about doing a project together, and I was like, yeah, I'm interested in it, and he was like, yeah, Jeremy and me last year we have the idea of forming a punk band, and I was straight into it. I was like, hey man, I'm totally with you guys.
Okay, so
yeah, and then it's like we were sending some ideas back and forth, and then we were searching for a singer, and yeah, then we found Brian, and soon as I heard his voice on the songs, then that was the first time I really recognized it's like with his voice, it's really like 90 old school punk, Bad Religion, Pennywise. I was really like, yeah, I'm still getting goosebumps. It's like, it's not a lie. I was like, I was sitting here, and the first time I heard his voice, I was like, what the hell is going on?
So yeah, back to the 90s on your skateboard, right?
Yeah, skateboard and BMX. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. I was just once. What was it? I think it was 84 or 85. With my stepdad, we even drove to Paris to the Bercy. Back then with my BMX. So to drive like on the World Cup stuff. But we don't have so much money, so my BMX broke down before I went on the goddamn fucking track. So it's like, yeah, we stuffed everything in and back to Essen.
It seems that you recorded separately because
yes.
the band formed during the COVID.
Yeah, it's like we just exist 5 months right now.
It's so
like,
fast.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it was really, really quick what we done, and but I think it's like it was so quick. It was a hell of fun. So it's like we just did what we did, and yeah, it's like Jeremy and Taylor they're in Florida down there, and Brian is it's from Canada, yeah, and I'm sitting in Germany. So we just sent all the files back and forth, and soon as we got all the songs done, Jeremy and Taylor, they were mixing the songs, mastering the songs, everything, and yeah, and then we said, okay, that's enough. Just take out the songs on Bandcamp so everybody can listen to them. And actually, we had never the really idea to bring out a CD or something like that. But soon as most of my friends heard it on Bandcamp, they were like, "You guys have to print a goddamn fucking CD. I want a CD. I don't want to listen to it just on my iPhone or whatever. I want a really I want a real CD." And then how it starts. It's like, yeah, okay, just let us print some CDs and stuff like this.
You couldn't do that in the 90s, actually.
Yeah, in the 90s, there was no way.
Not so fast.
Yeah, and actually, it's like the guys are in Florida and in Canada. It's like you have to rehearse back then together as a band, and now it's like you don't have to rehearse. It's like just sitting at home and record the stuff and send the files over. Actually, it was easy. It was a fun project, and now it's a band, and everybody is asking about the stuff. It's like, and even in December, we're bringing out the CD as an LP. There will be 3 versions of it: 100 black ones, 100 other ones, and 100 special ones.
Because there were very few CDs, like 100 in Europe and 100 in the States, right?
Yeah.
So very collector, I would say, items.
Yeah, and the same will be for the LP. Jeremy and Taylor, they got a real studio down there, so they even record the whole drums and everything for the Venom Inc. They were recording everything for Massacre, but they're split up right now with them, and yeah, they got a real studio, and those guys knows exactly what they're doing in the studio.
So it was.
So it's like, yeah. And then we're sending the songs back and forth. So I was listening to the songs, and I told them it's like, yeah, maybe a little bit more bass here or less bass there or something like this. The same Brian was listening to the songs, and yeah, and soon as all of us 4 were saying, okay, that's enough. We are done with the mixing. Just put it online.
And which is cool with this album is that we can hear the bass.
That's what I heard a couple of times already. That was really was like even close friends of mine. They were like, "Wow, really? We can hear your bass right now?" I was like, "Yeah, thank you for the joke. I know exactly what you guys are talking about."
Okay. Because I must admit that I'm a big fan of KREATOR, and especially of this album, Cause for Conflict, which was very hardcore. It was fresh, hardcore.
Yeah.
And on the first song, we can listen to your bass.
Yeah.
It was your first album, actually.
Yeah, that was my first album. Yes.
And I remember speaking with Mele. He told me that he didn't like too much this album because it was too hardcore.
It was like for him, it's like over a sudden he don't like some albums. He don't like them anymore, and I have no idea why. It is for sure it's a different album for KREATOR. So it was like Venter wasn't there. It was Joe on the drums, and everything. It was also everything was a little bit in the rush what we did, and then we went to LA to Burbank in the studio. there was something going wrong in the studio, and yeah, it was a nightmare, and it was my first record, and I was like, so I got a local band before. We did some demos, so I went with the guys to Los Angeles into the studio, and it was actually it was a nightmare, and I was like, that's what they're called professional. I was like, that's everything else but not professional. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Okay, so but you stayed for for decades. in this band.
Yeah, 25 years. Yes.
Yeah. So I heard that you were fired from Creator.
Yes.
You know why or?
Um, Let me get so far. It was a personal issue between the band boss and me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still talk to the other guys. So Vento is living really close to me, and last weekend I met Sammy. So they're rehearsing right now, working on new songs. Last week I met Sammy, and even I met Frederick.
Leclerc, a French
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. So I met him. I was talking to him. So it's like, but first his face was a little bit like, oh, and I was like, hey, Frederick, how you doing? So I know him from before, and yeah, even some friends of mine here or some fans, they were like, yeah, fuck this guy. But just like when you get an opportunity or a chance to play in a band like KREATOR, no one will say, no, I don't want this job.
Mhm.
So it's like, don't blame at this guy. He did nothing wrong. He did everything right. It's like, come on, you get a phone call from someone, and someone will ask you, you want to join KREATOR? Jetzt nicht. You want to join KREATOR, or will be the same? It's like when somebody will ask you if you want to join Iron Maiden. So nobody won't say no. So it's like nothing to blame at him. He's an amazing musician.
So why this such album in Espanol, in Spanish, Hombres? Why?
The Ombre stuff. It's actually the homage to ZZ Top, the Tres Hombres.
Okay.
So and then also Jeremy did all the layouts for the cover and stuff like this, and I really love the used stuff around there, and then we choose the yellow. So I choose the yellow color. When I
Artwork.
was sitting here, I was sitting here, and yes, exactly. And I was looking at the cover. I told the guys, it's like, okay, we got ZZ Top, the Tres Hombres, we are the Four Hombres, and I was like, when I look at the cover right now, it looks exactly for me like my old Deep Purple Live in Japan. So that's why I also says on the backside, thank you to our friends from ZZ Top and Deep Purple.
You are actually looking for dates and looking for touring, right?
Yeah, sure, yes. Yeah, but I got already some offers for next year for some shows, but I have to tell the guys, it's like first when we're playing in Germany or in Europe or somewhere, you always have to pay 3 flight tickets.
Yeah.
So that's getting expensive already for a brand new band.
Yeah.
And then it's like I got a guy in Switzerland. He was like, I don't care, I will pay the flight tickets. And I told him, it's like, yeah, but now we don't can announce a show. Nobody knows what's going on next year. It's like when we're booking flights right now and everything will be locked down again, we're losing a ton of money then. So we have to wait for next year to know something. It's like, is it possible to fly the guys over, or it's not possible?
It seems that you are still in touch with the KREATOR fans. What were the best message when you left the band?
Some guys they just wrote me and they was like, yeah, why and stuff, and I was like, I'm not this kind of guy like other musicians, they're try to wash dirty clothes right now. I was just like, it's like, just leave it like it is. Those guys will continue without me. It was like 25 years of my life, and I'm 50 right now. So the half of my life I was in Creator. It's like, and I got the opportunity. It's like more than once flying around the world and playing in front of all the fans. It was like, yeah, that was an amazing time for me.
What
And
was
now
your
it's,
what's your best memory?
oh, my best memory. It's like, oh, one of the best memories was like first time when we played in Greece, in Athens, in the old Rhodos club. They got a pretty huge PA in there, the old MT4 system, and but the crowd was so loud we couldn't hear us on stage anymore. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, and then Élysée Montmartre, it's like was always an amazing venue. Even with the dB limit there, it was like the first time when I was with Creator there, there was like a dB limit, like 100 dB on stage or something like this, and I was like, okay, that's not gonna happen, so we don't have a show tonight. And there was like, why? And Vento just woke in, and I took his snare on stage, and I told Vento, it's like, can you hit it? And he was just passing his snare with his drumstick, like pang, and walked to the breakfast, and it was like 110 dB. And I was like, okay, 100 dB on stage, without a microphone, without a PA, he hits his snare with 110 dB.
Let's play
like, yeah.
tonight. Creator acoustic.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, and stuff like this, and yeah, South America and everywhere. It's like there was like everywhere where we have been, was like heartwarming welcome. Yeah, the Creator fans are really true fans.
Yeah. Any other project in next year?
Actually, no. It's like right now I can tell it. So today the show was a Christmas metal meeting in Germany, but the show is cancelled just today for the coronavirus, and Bonded, the new band from Bernemann and Macca. Mark, the bass player, actually was in holiday, so they asked me for the show, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'm into it. But today the show was getting cancelled.
We will finish by the news. Have you heard this story about this tour manager?
John Finberg. Oh, come on, he's a goddamn fucking dickhead.
Did you meet him personally?
Yes. Creator was working with him, and I met him a couple of times, and I even kicked him out of our tour bus, and I was reading the whole stuff about him today, and it's true. He also told me, I will kick you out of the tour, and you guys will never play a US tour again, and stuff like this. He's a goddamn fucking moron. He's totally out of his mind.
Wow.
And now I think he's living in Thailand or something like this.
Okay.
Yeah, he's totally out of his mind. He told me, it's like I kicked him out of the bus, and he was like, I will make it happen. You guys never will play in the US again, and stuff like this. And I was like, you know what? Go and fuck yourself. Just turn around and walk away.
Well, yeah. Sometimes the music business is not so pink.
Yeah.
What will you do? Yeah. Well, what's your everyday situation? Do you play music every day, or?
My everyday situation, it's like, yes, I'm sitting here playing some music. I really enjoy to have more time for my 2 kids, and I'm doing interviews almost every day. So it's like that's also a brand new situation for me. It's like in 25 years in KREATOR, I just did maybe 2 interviews, and I was like, okay, I'm over with it. Like, let somebody else talk. And right now it's me and sometimes Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah, I told already Keys and the other guys. It's like, hello, excuse me, we also got a singer. Maybe he has something to say. Just give him give him some interviews. He's also into it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
thank you.
Dankeschön.
Bitteschön. And thank you for having me.